Welcome to the I'm So Glad podcast. I am your host, Hadley Pride, and today we are here with Celestial Miller and Jayla Holcombe.
Thank you for having us.
Hi, guys.
So I'm going on my 4th year here at TSU, and I've seen so much growth just throughout the athletic department and specifically with Tiger Volleyball. Even like bringing in great recruits like the both of y'all over the years. So I just wanted to ask y'all, since y'all have both been here for more than 1 year now, what has been your experience here at TSU?
I think it's been interesting to see the change and the depth of the athletic department. Definitely a lot of like experience coming in, changing the culture I can see with like a lot of the programs, especially ours, which we'll talk about later. Yeah.
Definitely for me, I just feel like it's very different from where I came from. So just coming here, feeling the family aspect of everything, definitely the change in volleyball, the structure and everything, I definitely say it was a plus for me coming here. Yes.
Yeah, I really do want to emphasize on like the family aspect. I know that like not only is the athletic department, but specifically like our volleyball team, we're really big on that. So can y'all speak about just like how much that means to y'all and how much of a role like we have to play in that, making that work?
I love this team. No, like I love our team. Like it's been a long time where I've loved like everyone. Mm-hmm. Like, until you like everyone, like, everyone's cool, you know. But like the chemistry that we have is different. Like I've never felt anything like this. Like I can never stay mad at them or, and they're like, oh, I don't like them. No, it's never that. I love them.
I feel like I am comfortable talking with everybody too. Like that hasn't really happened in the past. And everyone is just so lighthearted, so like bubbly, so chill. Like I like it.
Yeah, I really like how like I can be myself on the court and it's not like a problem. Mm-hmm. But to that, like you were saying earlier, Jayla, about how it's just so different from your other school. Both of y'all are transfers, so what are like some of the biggest changes from changing from your old school to this school that y'all really like?
Definitely like the family aspect. I feel like at other programs, they were just so like, I guess like win heavy, which obviously you want to, but they were focused on you so much like court wise. They didn't really care about like off the court or just like you as a person. And I feel like coach and the program like really put an emphasis on that just because they also want you to grow outside of like the sport as well. So that's one of the biggest changes for me. And I think I've taken a lot of advantage of it. Like it's been really helpful.
My biggest change was the structure. I literally came from no structure at all. It was, no curfew. Like, we had curfews. No one was checking for real. Mm-hmm. Oh, you do what you want. You're in a classroom, grades, skip class. It doesn't matter. No one was checking on that. Mm-hmm. Practices, strictly play. Like, it's no drills, no one-on-ones, nothing. So it was, when I tell you it was a flip from when I got here from my last program, it definitely was a flip. I left because I needed that structure. Just here, classroom comes first. It wasn't like that at my old school. Classroom did not come first. It was volleyball came first. Here, it's classroom first, then volleyball, then also, especially when we talk about how they care about us as people, it's not just a win program. Like, we have mental health coaches. I've never heard of that on a volleyball team before. Mm-hmm. But it's very helpful to know that we can have somebody to fall back on and talk to. And, like, if you're having a bad day or if you're going through something that you specifically already asked me, you don't have to go looking for it. Like, we have it here. Mm-hmm. And also, like, the open door policy. Never felt like I had a coach besides, like, high school. Mm-hmm. Never felt like I had a coach that I could talk to about my problems, my issues, or just personal court things. Like, we can go to her about everything, so I really like that. Academic advisor. Yes, Miss Kanita, girl. Shout out to Miss Kanita. She be on us about our grades. Like, she does not play. So, like, that's a good factor, too. Whatever we need, she going to get it done regardless. So
that's a good point, too, just because, like, as volleyball players, it's very, like, it's not as expected for us to, like, carry our career on with it. I mean, you can, but, like, realistically, when you're done playing volleyball, like, collegiately, you're probably going to start in the real world. And that degree is going to come into play, which is really important, and I respect Ms. Stokes and Coach too, like putting an emphasis on that, just because like that's literally going to be our lives after.
Yeah, it's just so funny. When I was coming up here today, I literally saw Miss Kanita, and first thing she asked me is, how are my grades? Obviously, they're pretty good, but still just like always, because I don't come up here as much, just knowing that she's always there to check on me, check on all of us, and sometimes be hard on us when she needs to be. But
For
just
sure.
that care. I think that goes back into the family-oriented part of the school as well.
Right.
Since we're talking about the structure, though, why don't y'all talk me through like a day in the life of being a volleyball player here at TSU and how much we have to do, not just practice and workouts, but everything else that goes into our days.
I think some days it can be pretty busy. Just kind of like a regular day. You'll probably have like an individual, which is like 30 minutes to 45 minutes, maybe an hour.
Then should have said was which day. It's different every day.
Yeah.
Okay, do a Tuesday and a Thursday. And a Wednesday.
So a Wednesday today, individual, and then class or study hall, whichever. And then treatment after for as much time as you can squeeze in. And then practice for 2 hours. And then a team study hall, which is kind of like the last thing that we have during the day.
Yeah. Jayla, you want to do a Thursday or a Tuesday?
A Thursday for me specifically?
Yeah.
Okay, so my Thursdays are like different from everybody else's. I actually have my student observations on Thursdays, so I'm not on campus. So I'm off campus from supposed to be 7:45, but with weights included. So I start my day off with the weights, of course, 6 o'clock to 6:45. After that, then that's when I go get ready and then go to the elementary school. And I'm sitting in my second grade class, observing, also teaching my lessons, since my major is elementary ed. So that's something that I am doing right now. And then afterwards, I come to practice, and then I think Thursdays, that's really it for us, just practice.
Yeah. So since you're speaking about how you're doing these observations, do you want to talk about like how well coach like accommodates to those things, like when school is also like a factor in getting that degree as well as volleyball or workouts, or but things like regarding volleyball things? How does that balance out for you?
Definitely, like I said before, she's classroom first. So any accommodations that she has to make for us in our school schedules, like she's going to make it. It's not going to be a hassle. She's not going to be mad or upset. But them classes are during practice times. You better get a class that's in the morning. I can say that. But other than that, if you got something to do class-wise or you have to leave early, like she's down, like go ahead, get your stuff first. And then we'll talk later about what you missed or come in extra when you got free time to make up for it. So I really appreciate that from Coach. Shout out, Coach, for being so understanding, because I know I do come into practice late on Tuesdays and Thursdays just because I still am at the school.
So why did y'all choose TSU?
Going back to the family thing, I definitely just needed like a community that like really cared about you outside of the court. And that was the main thing that she preached to me on my visit, and you guys. Also, I just needed a little bit of culture. I felt like a HBCU would give me that experience. Being from the West Coast, I don't experience it too often. And I think I've benefited from it a lot. And then like just Nashville, the city, it's just so like grand and diverse. I just enjoy the opportunities that it has to offer. That's really why I chose.
Speaking as you're from the West Coast, would you like to tell everybody where you're from and like just your recruiting experience overall? Oh,
so I'm from Chandler, Arizona. That's like south of Phoenix, like 20 minutes. My recruiting experience is pretty long. I was a high school grad of 2020, along with Jayla. So that was just kind of like a rocky time. Recruiting was really hard. I ended up committing to Idaho State University. I played there my freshman year, and I didn't have a visit. So like I just kind of went into it blindly, and I just really did not like the school, honestly. Like I didn't like the experience. I met my best friends there though. So I feel like I just need a change. So I decided to enter the portal, and then just kind of looked around a lot. I had other offers. I actually was talking to Coach at the time, TSU, but I really had an emphasis on wanting a visit first. Like I wanted to know what I was getting into, and she wasn't able to get me on a visit earlier, like than I had wanted. So I ended up going to a JUCO back home in my city, and I had a pretty good season there. And then just because JUCO, you got to leave after your sophomore year, I entered the portal again, and then that's when I started to talk to Coach more, like, I guess, like, personally, and, you know, was able to get here and have a visit. And so everything that I talked about and why I came here was what was presented to me. So I committed here. But yeah, it's pretty long, rocky.
Like full circle moment.
It was. Because she kind of talked to me a little bit like my senior year.
Really?
But like I didn't want to go to an HBCU. So like I kind of just bypassed it. And then going into my sophomore year, I was really interested in it, but the opportunity like wasn't there.
Right.
So then I knew like coming back like after sophomore year, I would want to like come here still. So like it was kind of funny though, because the old assistant coach, Coach Kwan, she had emailed me, but I saw it like 2 months later.
Oh, really?
And so I was like I felt so bad. And I was just like, dang, okay. So then I emailed, and then yeah, everything got rolling. So
I guess it worked out.
it did.
It definitely
It was
did.
meant to be, honestly.
It was.
Yeah.
How about you, Jayla?
I keep going back to the structure part. Like, that's what made me want to come here, and the work ethic. Like, I saw how you guys put in so much work. Especially, he's not here anymore with our old strengthening coach, Darren. Miss him. But
Shout out Darren.
Yeah, shout out Darren. I knew how much work he was putting in with y'all. Like, y'all was going, like, hard in the paint. Like, y'all was going hard.
Yeah.
And that's and I wanted that. I missed that because I haven't had that since high school. So, like, especially with COVID and stuff, like C brought up, like, I'm not going to lie, it got real lazy. Real lazy during COVID. So, I'm like, okay, if I want to step up my game, like, I got to get back to it. And if y'all had that, that's something I really wanted to do. I wanted to come in, get to work, put in that hard work, get in shape. Like, that was definitely number one on my list. Especially coaching styles. Like, coaches' coaching style was something that I missed also. Like, actually taking the time out, you know, going step by step. She'll break you down and build you right back up. And I feel like that's something that I needed. You mentioned something, I can't remember what it was, but it was about, okay, I don't remember, but it's okay. But that's basically like why I came here. I know in my old school, I just learned I had to go through some things. Like, can I say the name of the school?
Yeah.
Well, okay. At Murray. I was like free. I won't say free-spirited, free out there. Like, it wasn't no stability. Like, I was really making the fun of my college. You know, you say you have your most fun. I was having too much fun. I needed to calm down. I needed to check back in and get locked back in. And I knew that wasn't going to happen if I stayed there. So I needed to experience some stuff. I feel like a lot of things was probably like, you know, PWI handed to us, or, you know, everything was done for us. Right. I needed to actually do something, like do it for myself, you know, get it out the mud. Like, yeah, like I had to go through the experiences, like the struggles, like, because once I get in the real world, staying there wasn't going to help me, because what I was going to do, expect the same thing, expect stuff to be handed to me. I don't have to work for nothing. No, like, I already knew I needed to get out of that. So for me to realize that so early, I'm so happy that I did, because coming here, I definitely feel like it shaped me to be a better person, a stronger person, more independent. Yes, heavy on the independent. Yeah. But that's really the reason why I came,
And why don't you tell everyone where you're from and talk about your recruiting process as well?
I am from Belleville, Illinois. I played for East St. Louis Senior High School. Shout out my East Side people, because I know some of y'all are here. But what's the next question? It was
just like your recruiting process.
My recruiting process. Funny story. Well, it's not too funny. I actually emailed Coach my senior year of high school. She didn't open it, but it's okay, because it's funny, because when I got here, you know, like C said, everything happens for a reason. So obviously we talk about it all the time. It probably wasn't my time to come here at first, you know, but the time came and it presented itself, and I took it. So the recruiting process was kind of funny. Like, the story is funny, because I remember when you guys won the OVC championship and y'all were going to Ohio, and my friend called me, Kennedy called me and was like, "You're in the portal. And you didn't tell me." I didn't tell nobody. Like, nobody knew I was going to the portal. So, like, once it was her, you know, coach contacted me. Well, she didn't contact me. Kennedy talked to me, and then I emailed coach, and we went from there. I came on my visit. I loved everyone on my visit, and that's what the family vibes. That's what made me come in here. So the recruiting process was kind of like, it was cool for me. I liked it.
Love that. Well, since you started talking about how we won the championship back in 2022. I wanted to talk to y'all about like the shift in the mindsets between season to season. Obviously, Celestial, you can start from like after we won, and then that mindset that you had going into last season, and then both of y'all can talk about after last season, you know, changing your mindset for this season.
Yes, I'm ready to talk about it.
Okay, so the year that we won was the year I came in,
Right.
and I like had never really been a part of a team that was like that like hard driven. Like, I mean, like I had been on a team where we were just constantly winning, but like it was JUCO, so it was just kind of like, and then it kind of fell apart when we got to the tournament. So like being a part of a team that was like so set in stone on like this one outcome,
Right.
and then when we actually got there, it was like a lot of like overwhelming like feelings for me, and I know you remember because like just on the court it was just crazy. Like it was just a lot going on.
So it was crazy.
Like when I tell you, I was about to cry like midway through the like game, bro. It was like it was crazy, and it just kind of taught me like how the championship game went. It was just like not like we won, but like I knew I needed to shift like my mindset and like my grit as a person. And so ever since that day, I went into the NCAA tournament like wanting the same like mindset. And then we didn't get the outcome we wanted, but it was still a great season. So like next season, knowing that like we had to live up to that expectation, or at least we wanted to, I definitely wanted like the team to be like gritty and be like, because I knew what it took for us to like get the championship, and it was like it wasn't easy. So going into the next year, I was like, okay, like I know what to expect. I also have to like hold other people to that too. So I'm a leader. Like I would want to lead by example, like because I'm not a big talker. And then last season just went really bad. It just was like so unorganized, so undisciplined, just like I don't even know how to describe it. It's still really hard to.
Yeah. Last season was something.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was hard not being a part of it too. I felt really bad the whole time.
Yeah. But I mean, it happened for a reason, because I feel like for us, we got to experience the highest high and the lowest low.
Right.
So we know like what to expect. You got to experience like
The low.
The low.
The low.
So you know like I don't never want to do that again, and we don't never want to. Which is kind of like going into like how to prepare for it. It had to be a big culture change.
Right.
And I feel like we spent a lot of time in the spring doing that. More like off the court though, trying to get to know each other like personally and like, you know, get a feel for each other so we can trust each other on the court. So going into this season, I feel like being a granny and being like here for a few years, I can't be quiet anymore. Like I have to have a voice. I have to be able to lead the girls, show them the ropes of TSU volleyball so that when we leave, hopefully they have a hold on things that they need to do. And then, you know, get things that they need to know like along the way on their own, and hopefully like have a good outcome the same that we want. So
No, definitely I agree. I definitely feel like going into last season, I feel like, you know, I didn't play with you guys to championship team because I wasn't here yet, but definitely coming in, it was easier said than done to come in and say, hey, okay, let's win another one. You know, let's come in and win one. Of course, I want to get a ring, you know, soon or whatever before my year is up. But I just feel like I didn't really realize personally how many of, like, the key assets from the championship team that were leaving or who did not return, you know, graduated and left on. Right. And then also with you not being on the court, you know, due to your injury and stuff, we didn't quite realize how much work, like, we really had to put in. Like, it wasn't just going to happen with a snap of a finger. Yeah. And like we said, experience the low and knowing how that feels and not wanting to go back to that. Like she said, I feel like it happens for a reason. Honestly, I feel like we might have needed this humbling moment, you know, just so coming into this season, we have a good mindset. Like, we know we don't want to feel like that, and I know we're not going to ever let this team go down like that either, just because of how it went. Definitely coming in, you know, all of us are new. We got a whole new team, four returners. Shout out Storm. Storm's not here right now. And then we have 2 our spring returners, Sanaya and May. And then after them 2, everybody's new. Yeah. So just getting everyone on board with the culture and stuff, with us 4 still being here, I feel like it definitely sets the tone for them. Like I said, we know what it feels like to be the lowest of the low. Right. So with us having that mindset, that grit, that heart, we know we're not going to let that happen. Yeah. And, you know, us being the leaders that we are, talking, stepping up, holding people accountable, I just feel like the leadership that we have is definitely going to help us go in the right direction. Especially also from the coaches, too, because they also know how rough it got. Like, the coaches definitely know how rough it was last season. So they know that they don't want to go down that route either. So with all of us on the same page, helping guide the newbies, you know, helping guide them for their success also, because we also believe in all of them. Like, when I tell y'all, just going back on the love, like, we love each other so much, we never want to see each other fail. Yeah. Like, we're never not going to sit there and let you fail. You down, stay down, we're picking you up. Like, just like Gina said, I saw that from Gina. But, like, we're going to pick you up. Like, we just feel like this year is different. It feels different. The vibes are different. It's like everyone wants the same thing. Although we're still facing things and we still might struggle in some spots, everything is getting figured out. You know, it's not a race, you know. It's a marathon. It's a marathon. We're only in the beginning. I know a lot of people might count us out, but we're not worried about them. It's about us and what we got going on in our gym.
Yeah, I also wanted to talk a little bit about my mindset shift since I've been here from the beginning.
Yes, girl, tell us.
So obviously my freshman year, you know, I was coming in here as a freshman, just wanted to see the court. And I did. It was a lot harder than I expected or anticipated, but they pushed me. And then, so that, you know, honestly, my freshman year was really a blur. Like, it was so long ago, I don't really remember it. But I do remember that that spring of my freshman year, there were 6 of us. And we got so close, so focused, so locked in. And like you said, we had Darren pushing us so much. Like, I don't think I ever worked that hard in my life. And just being able to see how much work and how much everybody wanted it. Honestly, seeing how much Gina wanted that, she pushed us so much. And Carla. Honestly, we just had a really strong core. We really did. And so going to that sophomore year, I was just really wow, we're super locked. We were all just really locked. And then we had key pieces like Kennedy and Gabby, and then Joanna. Oh my gosh, she was a crazy good swing. So just focusing on the team, being really team heavy. It wasn't about, it was no eyes, it was no me, it was no personal goals. And I think that really struck out. It was really just being there for each other. And then Celestial came in, and her swing was powerful as well. I just remember she put her whole body in that swing.
So let her have a bun in her head.
Thanks, but and then when we got to the tournament, it was just it didn't matter. I remember when the shift happened though. It was, I feel like it was after what game would you say was after?
The shift.
With how focused we were.
Yes. I heard it was Lindenwood. That's what I heard.
I don't know. I think that was just kind of I think it was, honestly for me, I feel like the most heartbreaking game was Moorhead.
Yeah. No.
I think it was.
Really was. Yeah.
The Lindenwood game, I think the leggings was just Maybe the whole team or almost the whole team shouldn't have done it. But
No, yeah,
I
it
mean,
was literally the whole team.
Yeah, because I feel like we were doing well like before then, and then it was just that one little hiccup, and then we got back going. But I think Moorhead was the most heartbreaking because it was in 3. We lost in 3 the first day. Second day we went to 5, and we were up in the 5th set. Yeah, it was just.
I feel like after that though, like we really did lock in, and it's funny because after my freshman year, the main focus that Darren had for us was not to win the tournament at all. It wasn't the amount of wins we had in the season. It was just to make it to the tournament. That was always what he emphasized on. Like every day we would do like these 15 at the, like 15, whatever it was, like 15 reps because we lost so many we lost so many 5th sets. So we always would push to do that 15 and make it to that 5th set. And we made it to the tournament. And once we made it to the tournament, it was just crazy. It was like nothing else mattered at all. Like Coach said, we were really far away from the gym, so we had to drive. Like the first day, we didn't even get like hot breakfast. We had,
my
like,
gosh,
go-go
that was like probably like the longest day ever. Like, we literally were an hour away.
Yeah.
We didn't really have breakfast, and then we had to. Well, we had breakfast, but not hot breakfast.
We had like
and
bagels
and fruit, which I still was fueled. But and then what was it? We got to the gym. Well, we had a game at 10, so we had to get there pretty early, maybe like 8 or so. Yeah, and then that game went to 5.
Yep.
Which is funny, all the games went to 5.
But it was like different sequences of 5 each time.
Yeah.
I think we won and then lost and then won and then lost and then won the 5th set. The first
In
game.
Moorhead?
Yeah.
I can't lie, I don't remember.
I think it was back and forth. And then
Lindenwood, we lost the first two.
Oh my gosh.
Won the next 3, reverse sweep.
Yeah. I will never forget that Lindenwood game just because Gabby got hurt and we had to make a big adjustment and Ola was in the middle blocking.
Lonnie too.
Yeah, and Lonnie, yeah. It was just like a lot of adjustments, but it literally didn't matter because we were so focused on the end goal. And I think that was just the biggest thing with that team. Like we didn't care about like what was happening in the background, what was happening behind the scenes. At the end of the day, whoever was on the court had to step up. And obviously that carried into the championship game, and we won in the 5th set as well. And then after that season was over, it was very big on just like, wow, like Gina was leaving. And it was like, wow, like it's my time to step up. Like I learned from her. I was working so hard. Like I was definitely overworking myself. But I was doing so many workouts a day, you know, just trying to get as many touches as possible because I did want to fill those shoes. And then I got hurt. And at first I was hurt this summer, but we thought it was just like a strain because I was still like performing well and I was still running and diving and doing whatever it took. But then I went to the doctor, and the first day of preseason, the doctor said that I was out for 5 weeks. And I was heartbroken, but I was like, it's okay. Like I'll still be there for the season. And then 5 weeks turned into 8 weeks. And then the 8 weeks just turned into the whole season. So watching just the season last year and how much I wanted to be like an impact on the team, but I couldn't. It definitely played a toll on me. And then going into last spring, it was really just focused on like resting as well as working. Because I knew what I needed to do, like rep-wise, but I also knew that I needed to get rest. And on top of that, I needed to work on my mental fortitude as well. So I definitely spent a lot of time with Dr. Webb and Dr. Rocha. I think in the spring last year, I was in his office every single day, Dr. Webb's. So we got really locked in that way. And then just going into this season, I'm not going to lie, like I started reading like books about what would be good for leading a team and just like taking on that leadership role, like actually, and like Celestial said, leading by example. But I always have a voice. Like I've always just been talkative, but making sure I knew the right words to say and when to say the right things and how to say it, and just like learning my teammates. I feel like that's been a big thing just since we've been here. But just like the mental shift of like now, like when things aren't going our way, like me and Celestial and you, Jayla, we talk about like there's no one else, like it's on us. Like we have to step up. We can't complain. This is what we asked for. This is what we prayed for. Just being here in this moment.
Right.
Something that we don't really talk about a lot it's just like how much, at least I know for you and me, Jayla, because like we've gone to church and I've seen your shoes and the Bible verses on your shoes, but how big God has played a role in all of us, and like how much
Definitely.
like I know for me, like I had to really take a step back and be like, wow, like all this is happening for a reason, and just when I do feel like I'm not enough, I put a lot of my strength on God and
Yes.
just put my trust in Him. So how do y'all feel about that?
Definitely. I mean, I've always been religious,
Right.
but I feel like I put more on my faith, like for this upcoming season. Just because like a lot has went into me being able to be here in the first place. And it's just my last season. I really do want to go out with a bang, but I don't want to like put too much focus on like what I want.
Right.
Because at the end of the day, like God has a bigger plan for us. So I feel like staying like structured in that and just like relieving all stress, because I feel like I used to be like anxious and like would overthink about a lot of things, but I've learned to calm down and just, take a deep breath, pray about it. Me and Jayla pray before every game.
Yes.
Which I think helps us too with like just staying grounded and knowing like the bigger picture, being able to play in His glory.
Yeah.
Yes. I appreciate God and everything He does for us. I definitely noticed a shift because I'm not afraid to say I wasn't as consistent with my relationship with God at first, but I noticed the more and more I kept, reading my Bible, the more and more I kept praying, the difference it would make, like the blessings He would give. I mean, He was already giving blessings, but to be able to recognize them and to also be able to like live off of them, like it was just amazing to me because I know I would talk to Hadley a lot. I would talk to you a lot. Like also like Kennedy, she would help me a lot just to like to see, because I always have that question like, how do you know? Like it's like you just feel it, like you're gonna know. You keep interacting with Him, you keep talking to Him. The more and more you keep talking, the more and more you notice. So definitely, once I locked in with Him, it was a change. Like I feel like the mindset was changed, especially coming into this year. Like things were different. The things that were given up, the things that I started. Like just having Him on that road it was very big for me. So shout out to God. Yes, shout out to Him.
I feel like reading more like the Bible, it gives you like a sense of like integrity too,
Right.
because like He's speaking to you in things that you're supposed to be doing to live by Him and His will. So like the more and more you read it, the more like it puts on your heart like the right things to do. And I feel like that goes a lot into like preparing for the season, because it's like maybe I don't want to go to workouts, but it's like, okay, I know I'm supposed to do this because you can always see the fruits of your labor. So when you work hard, so that's just kind of something that like I take away from it, just like having integrity, knowing the right thing to do, just if you want to get the outcome that you want.
Yeah. For me, it's just really like you were saying at first, just putting a lot of my trust and faith in God, just overall. But that's enough about that right now. We're going to get back to the volleyball part of it.
Yeah, real spiritual.
Who are y'all most looking forward to playing this season?
Anybody.
Period.
Yeah.
Like, I don't really have a goal. Well, I don't really have a person or team that I want to play, but the goal remains the same.
Oh, yes. I want to say personally, I don't fear none of these teams in the conference.
No, yeah.
And like I said, I don't know about nobody else, but like having a team I look forward to playing all of them, every last one of them. So they watch out for us, we watch out for them, but the main goal here is to get better. I feel like, we all want to win, but it's a marathon. We're not here to like, oh, we want to win this, and this. No, like the goal is to get better. So when the time comes when it most counts, that's when that comes into play. But
Yeah, I think the biggest thing also is competing. I feel like that, like when we compete with every team and when we're like playing like our team, like people be scared.
No, yeah. No, the energy is there and it's up
like,
here, like, no, they
be shaking like, the boots.
No, it gets, especially like we're home. Oh, yeah. Like, I already know that just being out there and knowing when we play up to our standard and the standard where everybody's doing their job, we're talking, energy's there, we're excited, and it's consistent, and we're being disciplined Like, nobody's stopping us.
Yeah, no.
Nobody.
And you spoke about being at home. I just want to give a quick little shout out to the softball team, because when they come to our games, they really show out and they give a lot of energy. And that also goes back to like the family vibe and family oriented part of our program, just with the athletics in general. But another,
Highly appreciated, by the way.
Yeah.
Because if I was on the team, I'd be mad. Mad. 'Cause they be on it.
No, I'd be hearing them. I'd just be laughing a little bit on the court. But another question I have for y'all, since it is y'all's 5th year, what are y'all's plans after graduation or after you leave?
I don't know. Volleyball is just going to be so hard to leave. Like, I don't think I couldn't leave it for a while. So I want to be like a sports analyst for volleyball. Hopefully for like a university or like a conference, maybe being able to speak at games. I don't know. I want to be involved in sports. I mean, football, basketball, soccer, that kind of thing too. I feel like I have a sports oriented family. So, but volleyball is my forte. So I would love to speak on it.
For me, like I said before, I'm going to school to be a teacher, elementary ed. So preferably maybe 2nd through 5th, really 3rd through 5th. I did want to do kindergarten and 1st grade at first, but when I did my observations, I just experienced it. I changed my mind, but it's okay. But also, I have had like some thoughts of doing like real estate and flipping. Because just from, I'm inspired like by my mom and my dad. They flipped their house, and when I tell y'all, they flipped it out. Like, if y'all was to see like the before pictures and then the now, like that's something definitely like we talked about going into like as like a little family business. You know, I be the realtor, y'all flip the houses. You know, cool. But yes, that and there has been thoughts about going pro, but y'all know I'm living a real granny life over here. I don't know how much my body can take, but it definitely is a thought. So I'm not opposed to, trying going for it, because you never know what might happen. Like, might make it. I don't know. Yeah. But definitely something I'll probably think about. Mm-hmm. But as far as regular life, teaching, that'll be me inside the classroom. Maybe principal one day, but hey.
What do you want to do?
Well, again, I do have another year, but right now I am majoring in mass communications with a concentration in journalism. Mm-hmm. So I would like you said, like to be a sports analyst or something around sports, and maybe give like post-game interviews, start there. Maybe even be like a commentator for volleyball.
I can see it.
Really? Yes. Just like things like that. I just love, like you said, being around sports. But my plans right now after I graduate, which I do graduate in December this year, I do just plan to go back to school and get my master's and continue playing volleyball here, hopefully, if I, get renewed. But hopefully just play another year here and keep living out the dream of playing collegiate volleyball right now.
Yes. Speaking of masters, that is something I want to do. If I was to go back home, because I'm still trying to think about staying in Nashville or going back home, but definitely I know if I go back home, the opportunity is there, and I know my district pays for the masters, so that's something I definitely will be doing also.
So since we're starting to wind down, I just have one last question for y'all. I'd like for y'all to give me your best Coach Sutton impression.
What did she be saying?
I feel like
she don't really like.
No, wait, I gotta think. I really have to think. I really gotta think.
I don't know. I feel like it's more of her facial expressions.
Yes.
Like she'd be like, like if you stare at her a little.
Yeah, she'd be like, cut it out.
Facts.
What'd you say?
Facts.
Fix your lip. She quit to say fix that lip.
Pick your lip up.
I can go.
What'd you say? Huh? What'd you say?
You say something?
Oh, I didn't think so. Didn't think so.
Or she be quick. Y'all want a down touch? Y'all can get on line. On the line, sideline.
We gonna get the discipline out of you one way or another.
No, yeah. No, she be quick. Love her. Love Coach. Love Coach. No, like she really be on this though.
Yeah.
But it be paying off. Oh, Don't let us be in Gentry.
Oh.
Up top.
Up top. Up
That's
top.
all we got to say. It's up top.
We got the endurance though, for sure.
Oh, no.
Think about it.
No, the endurance, we be playing other teams and they be tired. Or say if they challenge us something, the first thing we say, oh, they tired. They're like, they ain't got no up tops like we do. I said, look at that, paying off all the up tops we do.
Bro, yesterday, if we were in Gentry, we would have been running so much.
We've been running. She probably went on and let us out. Like,
Yeah.
like, we would have been up there so much. But those sidelines will do it too.
Yeah.
Oh, don't let Gina be there. Oh, here go another one. I know y'all not letting Gina finna beat y'all. Oh, now we gotta kick it up. She love to say that.
Man. Well, if there's nothing else that you want to say.
Oh, one more.
Oh, okay.
And yes, come support us at our volleyball games, home, and if you're feeling generous, away too. But yes, come support us. We would love for everyone to come out and all the sports and athletes, Come show that the Tiger way, pack us out.
Pride.
Yes. Tiger Pride, because, we need that. We love the support from everybody. So keep us on the look.
Love Roar City.
Thank you guys for tuning in to the I'm So Glad podcast, and go Big Blue.